Ladies and gentlemen, it's 10 a.m., which means that the time has come. President Gramhart has arrived to make his speech.
To the people of Edith, as well as everyone who lives in this great nation, I wish to thank you for gathering here today. I am Roy Gramhart. On this very day, 108 years ago, in the year 1100 of the Septian calendar, our ancestors made a choice, a truly remarkable choice. They chose to embrace equality, freedom, and love. They chose to stand against discrimination based on class and race. They chose to walk the long road ahead of them to build a utopia of peace. And that long, winding road was the Calvardian Democratic Revolution, which changed the face of our country and the whole world forever. As both a fellow Calvardian and your 23rd president, I am forever grateful to the goddess above for the honor, the deep, profound honor, to be able to walk this road with you now. However, though I would love to proclaim this as a day of celebration alone, I, alas, cannot. For as we all know, our brothers and sisters from Cray Village were taken from us at the hands of cowardly terrorists. The people of Cray shared our ideals and dreams. We walked the same path hand in hand, but they were cruelly ripped from our grasp. Despite this great loss, we moved forward, and all of you cooperated with the recent emergency declaration. Thanks in no small part to your assistance, we were able to eliminate the criminal organization that was responsible for this heinous act. Though I realize that will never bring back the lives that have been lost. As this country's commander-in-chief, I am deeply ashamed that I let such a tragedy happen under my watch. Let us mourn the people of Cray. I will lead us in prayer. O Adios, Arusha, Heavenly Mother, we pray that you will watch over these lost souls and return them to the Radiant Land.
At this time, the Edith Cathedral Choir will be singing a hymn, followed by a statement from Archbishop Jerome.
That was a wonderful ceremony. Thank you, Archbishop. And I thank the ladies and gentlemen of the choir as well. The road to success is paved with hardship, and the road this nation has walked has not been without its challenges. Those challenges include our long-standing conflict with the Empire, the economic crises of recent years, and even that wretched cult that existed in our country until 10 years prior. And there are challenges that lie ahead, including the terrorism that has infested our nation and the discrimination that is outlawed in our charter. If we glance outside our borders, we will notice that the seeds of war are being planted. And if we look beyond the horizon, we will see that the desertification in the east is creeping westward. Open your eyes. These problems can be ignored no longer. We, as the leading power on the continent, must face them and overcome them. Take the founders of our revolution, for instance. They confronted their challenges head-on and actualized their ambitions. Sheena Dierk, Auguste Alden, Aramis Gainsborough, and Olga Atkinson surmounted every obstacle that barred their way. And we will do the same. We must stand united as we move into tomorrow as one. But to forge a path ahead, we need not only strength of will, but also strength of arms. That brings me to today's big announcement. We have given our glorious Calvardian military a number of much-needed improvements. Allow me to unveil the future. First, we have our next-generation Shedar tanks. They will replace our antiquated Vasion models. These tanks will leave the ones used in the Empire firmly in the dust. They are twice as fast and equally as durable. The main cannon's raw power measures up to theirs, and they are capable of firing nearly 3 times the distance. Next, we have an entirely new addition to our military, the Ix Alba series of aerial cruisers. They are 120 ards long, which places them between our battleships and mid-sized airships in size. They are equipped with highly advanced weaponry, and their cutting-edge control systems allow them to conduct operations with complete autonomy. Based on our recent field tests, we have concluded that even one of these cruisers can dominate an entire squadron of Imperial airships.
Whoa! Badass!
And last, but certainly not least, I will introduce you to a new class of weaponry.
Aren't those...
Robots from the Empire?
They may remind you of the Empire's Panzer Soldats that were unleashed upon the world 4 years ago. However, these weapons are far superior, and they are based on an entirely different design philosophy. We call them assault frames. Their control systems utilize Zypha technology, which maximizes their performance and strengthens their output, mobility, and reaction speed. Their potential is limitless, Not even the Empire's latest Panzer Soldat models can compare.
Our military is doing so great.
How wonderful!
Long live the Republic!
We love President Grant.
Glory to Calvary!
It goes without saying that power must always be used responsibly. We've learned that lesson from the Empire's past transgressions. I swear to you today that we will not use our military as an unwieldy instrument of conquest and bloodshed. Instead, it shall serve as a firm, yet flexible tool that can respond to any situation or crises that may arise. It is my belief that the weapons you have seen today will help us build a better road for our future. Thank you all for listening. I believe I have talked for long enough. Glory to the Republic. May the goddess bless us all. Now, go out and enjoy the festival, and spend this joyous day with those you hold dear. Let us make this a celebration to remember.
This marks the end of the ceremony. Some of the new weaponry revealed will be on display in the Revolution Plaza. Visitors are also reminded that the area around the presidential building will remain closed to the public.
So, welcome one and all to the Revolution Festival, ladies and gentlemen. Only on my latest episode of The Legend of Heroes Trials Through Daybreak. I'm ShadowStar91, and starting things off in today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to quickly pop back to the Arcade Solutions office because we need to write up a Spriggan report.
Gotta keep this up.
Bang on 350. You know what? I'll take that, and we reach AAA rank.
Gladly take that.
Oh yeah, that just shows how good we are, ladies and gentlemen. Arcade Solutions is hitting the big time. Can we even enter the roof? I want to quickly find out. Yes, we can, and there's no one up here. And the reason why I chose Agnes to accompany Van out on patrol today is because I figured it would have been better story-wise, if that makes sense. Okay, so our first stop on our tour of the Revolution Festival, as you can see, we're inside the Montmartre Diner and Inspector Daswani with his family, ladies and gentlemen. What an arrogant prick. Even on a day like today, and they're probably short on help, even basically harasses them, basically say, you do anything we don't like, we'll hunt you down. Pretty much same something along those lines. And where's the usual owner of this vendor, I wonder? We'll put it in the back of our heads, or in the back of our minds right about now. And again, if anybody wants to read anything that pops up on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, whether that being 4SBG text, tutorial hints, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to hit the pause button and then hit the play button to resume the video once you've done reading everything on the screen in thorough detail. Okay then, so before we go meet with the client of the 4SBG, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading over to the bathhouse to check out this red exclamation marker, and it's quite an unusual quartet. I wonder what's going on here then. I appreciate the enthusiasm, Ferry, but for now, just focus on having fun in the Revolution Festival and along with your group of friends as well. But I'm also wondering, something about the 4SPG got me curious about something. So let's go meet up with the... So this is where you are. Alright then, what kind of job you have for us?
Time to start working.
Alright, time to track down Raymond's sister. Let's see what kind of information she can give us. And I thought I recognized the name Jess from that Raymond fella. We actually did a job for him all the way back in Chapter 2 when Ferry first joined the Arkwright Solutions, ladies and gentlemen. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to head on over to Station Street. And we're going to hold off on going to those red exclamation markers in the hotel for now. But we're going to turn our attention back to Station Street. Sucks that we couldn't enter the terrace from either side. But I digress. Here we are with the manager. What kind of information do you have for us? I'm actually quite surprised that the concert hall is actually open during the daytime. It's usually open during the nighttime, and we're going to hold off on going to those red exclamation markers for now, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to focus on the 4SPG that we're currently doing, but let's see what kind of 4SPG we get from the bulletin board here. So, long story short, they want to organize another street race. Great. But I wonder how successful it's going to be. But before we entertain the idea of heading to either one of those red exclamation markers, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be heading over to the blue exclamation marker over here to see what exactly is going on here. Wait a sec. That old guy looks for... Now I remember. He was the one who organized the fishing activities for us when we traveled all the way to Longlai. Before we met the Divine Blade of Silver. Called it, yep. So he wants us to collect a bunch of movie brochures. And we will be getting those in our own time, ladies and gentlemen. But I just want to double check something. Alright, so I need to get more movie brochures. But I can only catch one movie at a time. Yeah, we're going to hold off on going to the red exclamation markers for now, ladies and gentlemen. Because we're going to be heading over to the concert hall, which is actually open, which I'm still surprised at. A couple of ARMA students here as well. Because we need to talk with the... two singers in question, who we actually did help before we traveled all the way to Longlai during a nighttime 4SPG. So here they are. Let's see if they can point us in the right direction. Yeah, here's hoping that Raymond can help us piece together the location of Jess with all the information that we've gathered. I'm just checking the map as well. We're going to hold off and go to those red exclamation marks for now, once again. But here we are. We've officially arrived back at Raymond's house. Let's bring him up to speed on what we have learned, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, then let's see what we get. Yeah, we're going to straight up tell him he'll regret it because I believe the mock the friendship option will give us a very bad ending, and we do not want that to happen, ladies and gentlemen.
All in a day's work. Mirror deposit confirmed.
So I guess all's well that ends well for that trio. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, let's head back to the Riverside District so we can head on over to Bradley's garage. I'm so glad I did not ruin that poor tourist's photo attempt with his friend. But let's see what kind of street race this lot are trying to set up, shall we?
Okay, time to get to work.
We might as well clear two birds with one stone, ladies and gentlemen, because we are going to be heading over to the other side of the Riverside District, so this side with the concert hall, Barbati's Bar, etc., because we're going to be heading over to the first of the red exclamation markers in this district. And it's Aaron of all people, so what the hell are you up to? So with Aaron's victory in the bag, ladies and gentlemen, let's head on over to the next red exclamation marker in the Riverside District, which is none other than Barbati's Bar. And you okay, Barbati? What's going on with you? Yeah, like hell, we're going to be paying for their drinking habits. So let's just leave them to it, ladies and gentlemen, and head on over to the next district. And as you can see, it is none other than the Tyrell district. So we had a red exclamation marker and a green exclamation marker from the looks of things in the restaurant run by Heiwei. But let's see what kind of 4SPG we get. Oh, Death of all people. One of Agnes's friends? That's unusual. Might as well go and see what all the hubbub is about. And what kind of, what you call, job or 4SPG, whatever name you want to use, ladies and gentlemen, that she has for us. Alright then, I'm definitely curious to find out what kind of job they have for us. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading over to the restaurant run by Heiwei.
This tastes great.
And oh, he must be inside at the top floor. Oh, it's Jack and Hal. Let's see what's going on with these two. And why am I not surprised that Jack is fucking wasted again? Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we've successfully recruited our first racer for the street race. And the red exclamation marker was none other than that jackass. We gotta get this over and done with, so let's get to it, shall we? Yeah, we're just going to leave Inspector Nate to suffer because, quite frankly, he fucking deserves it. And I really hope she dumps him in the most harshest way possible. And nope, we're not going to go inside the cafe. We need to go around and up here. Aha, there you are. All right then. What kind of job do you three have for us?
Okay, time to get to work.
A fairly straightforward job. Alright then, let's crack on with it, shall we? And it looks like, yep, 2 stops for us. It's right here in the Tyrell district. Oh, one of them just happens to be this store with the guy who won't stop
Let me ask you
fucking
something.
clapping. Would you shut up already? I don't know why, but Van's reaction to the logic behind the Mini Churros creation, I could not stop myself from laughing because his passion for everything sugary. Oh boy. But
ask you
let's see
something.
what kind of snacks you have to offer us. Alright then, that's another, snack successfully acquired. So let's head on over to the next location, which is none other than Old Town.
You guys buying something too, or what?
Eddie, of all people, has opened a food stand? Oh, wow. What kind of snacks can we get from here then, I wonder? Yeah, just keep piling on the excuses, Eddie. But let's get down to business,
talk?
shall we? What kind of snacks can you offer us? That last line between Van and Eddie, that definitely made me laugh. Okay then, so next for our 4SPG, looks like we're heading to the Western Department Store. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we're heading over to the Orbital Cafe to take care of 2 birds with 1 stone. Let's see who we're going to... Okay, this is definitely a very unusual quartet. I was certainly not expecting that last bit from that conversation between those four individuals. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to exit the Orbital Cafe and head on over to the Western Department Store to once again take care of two birds with one stone, because first things first, when we do enter the store, we're going to be heading over to the vendor at the back to see if they have some snacks on hand for Odette's 4SPG.
Thank you for visiting the West.
So let's get down to it, shall we? Van must have been really excited to acquire those pretzels, considering how his stomach reacted just now. And that was definitely a very unexpected, but very funny reaction as well. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be heading up to the roof of the Western Department Store to have a chat with that unusual trio that was pointed out to us by the quartet in the Orbital Cafe. Yeah, the best thing that we could do right now, ladies and gentlemen, is just leave and let them carry on with whatever the hell they're doing, and just be prepared just in case they do try anything funny later on, or in particular. And I want to apologize also if anybody does hear me hesitating, stuttering, struggling, and or botching any of my sentence pronunciations throughout any of my videos, ladies and gentlemen. With me being an autistic individual, so me being on the spectrum, talking is not one of my strongest points, but I'll do my utmost best to bring you all the best content that I'm possibly able to. Okay, so nothing. Anything from here? Nope. So we got 2 red, 2 green exclamation markers. Okay. What the hell are these 4 up to or talking about then, I wonder? I'm just glad that we were able to successfully recruit yet another racer for the Street Race 4 SPG that we got. But yeah, probably best if we put quite a bit of distance between us and the quartet sitting on the table next to Hermes and the good doctor. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get back on track to try and find our way up to the green exclamation marker, which I believe is at the top floor of the Blacklight District. So, oh, Rearguard, what are you doing here? Hey, I'm just glad that we weren't dragged into the combat part of that quartet in the cage over there. But for now... Oh, so it looks like we can enter the stadium. Let's see if we can get Burgard to join the street race that's trying to be organized. So not only have we recruited Aaron for the street race, but we've roped in the Direwolf
Do you
as
have any
well.
preferences? Thanks for coming in.
Oh, what are you doing in Edith? Last time we saw you was all the way back in Basel. Highly Delta in the Vontai district, but looks like we got a red and green exclamation marker quite close to each other. But this is a brand new district, and before we even go over to the exclamation marker or key event and or sub event, I want to quickly explore this district because this is one that we have yet to explore. And I just recognized that street vendor because last time we saw that one was all the way back in the entranceway to Tharbad, and it's Paulette, Yume, and Maxim. You better be behaving yourself, Maxim. Okay then, so that's all the potential street races recruited. It is now time to head back to Bradley's garage, all the way back in the Riverside district, ladies and gentlemen, to inform the organizers of our success, and hopefully we can get this thing underway.
a day's work.
Love to see it.
Reward deposited.
Well, I have to say, massive kudos and massive congratulations to the organizers of the street race for putting on one hell of a performance. But as you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, we've officially arrived back in the Ober district to continue on with the 4 SPG that we got from Odette to acquire snacks for an event they're planning to put on in the coming months. So let's get down to it, shall we? Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I've never had a macaron before ever in my life. And now we're going to go have a chat with this unusual trio to see what they're up to. You go and do what you want to do, Risha. No one here is going to be stopping you. And as for us, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be heading back to the Tyrell district to go and meet up with Odette, Ren, and the control freak Poindexter Albert to let them know of our success of gathering a whole bunch of snacks for their event that they're planning to put on. And here's the trio in question, so let's get down to business, shall we?
a day's work. Reward deposited.
So with another successful and the final 4SPG successfully completed, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we've officially traveled back to the Ober District Cathedral to check out another bunch of red exclamation markers, and it's Catra, Giscard, Professor Hamilton, and one of the Heiwei elders. We definitely appreciate the thought, Catra. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be leaving the Ober district because we are going to be traveling back to the Saidan district to check out the red exclamation markers that were located at the hotel that we did put off a while ago, or whilst we were in the middle of undertaking another 4SPG. And if anybody is wondering, oh wait, he might miss out on completing the connection events. Never fear, ladies and gentlemen. I will be doing the connection events in a separate non-commentary video, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. And before I forget, if anybody has missed any other of my The Legend of Heroes Trials Through Daybreak episodes, ladies and gentlemen, never fear, because I've got you covered, because I will leave the playlist link in the video description down below for your viewing pleasure, so make sure you check it out when you get the chance. And what the hell's going on here? Quick update, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be heading back to the Ober district because if you want to acquire the 12 missing movie brochures, then all you need to do is head to one of the vendors in the Blacklight district and then head back to the old guy in the Riverside district. He will give you something called Onyx Steel, and if you want to find out what to do with it, all you need to do is just come here to discard, and he will say this to you.
Yeah, leave this to me. There, all finished.
Yes, your eyes did not deceive you, ladies and gentlemen. If you take the Onyx Steel to discard in the Ober District Cathedral, he will provide you with a brand new weapon, and it is one of the best weapons, whoever you decide to get the weapon upgrade for. But for now, we are going to take care of the last lot of red exclamation markers. However, ladies and gentlemen, we will be selecting that option in the next episode because today's episode will be coming to a close. I really do hope you enjoyed today's episode. And if you did, please do myself a favor. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, along with the bell so you can receive notifications whenever I upload anything new to my channel. So join me next time, everybody, for when we pick up the action where this episode left off. So until then, I've been ShadowStar91. Stay safe out there, take care, and I'll catch you all in the next episode of The Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak. Bye-bye.